Welcome to TC Config Studios. My name is Joseph, and I'll be your host for today. Today, we're going to be stepping through the course MSP 102. This is where the MSP provider onboards the customer. So where we had left off, if you're following right along, is we're sitting at our dashboard. We have no customers. We just went through the onboarding of the TC Config SaaS solution into our environment. And so this is the dashboard. Now, if you've had to step away, you're not following straight along, you just get back to this by going to msp.tc-config.com, and you'll end right back here at the dashboard. As you can see, we don't have any customers. So we're going to go out and we're going to look at a customer who's trying to onboard with us, and I'll show you what their screen looks like. So we had our customer bamboo-us.com add us as an MSP. This is the screen that they end up on. It says they're waiting for MSP verification. And they have this process sends us an email saying, hey, you have a customer waiting. So we're going to go ahead and minimize this screen here. Now, I encourage you to go watch the Customer 105 video, and that's that process that the MSP customer would step through. Once they step through that and the email is sent to us, then our dashboard will change. So now we see that we have a awaiting onboarding. Unlicensed customers is a 1. That's a separate process. We'll get to that and explain it. And then we have the total customers of a 1. Let's jump out and take a look at the email that was sent to us by the customer. And we can see that we have a SaaS subscription is now active. That's from where we onboarded. Oh, here it just popped in. Okay. And we'll just open that so we can see it a little bit better. And what that does, it just gives us the information, tells us the company, gives us their domain. Now, this domain is what we need. So while you're in here, if you're looking at this, you can just go ahead and highlight that. And then this gives us some instructions of what we need to do. All we need to do is come back into our MSP TC-config portal. We can go to verify domain. And we're going to put in the domain name for the customer. We're in verify domain. And it's going to go out. It does a couple things. It's looking in the very back end to make sure that there's kind of the necessary pieces are there. And then it's also verifying that record is out in their external DNS. We verified. Now we can just close. And this will take us over to the customers tab. And if, for whatever reason you navigated away from this, or you had to go away and log back into the msp.tc-config.com portal, and you're sitting at the dashboard, in order to get to customers, we have a couple choices. We can click on customers here. We can click on total customers. So we'll click on customers. It takes us here. Our customer now is listed as verified because when we went through and verified that DNS, that's what happened. As we did that, as we verified that domain, then we also kicked off another process in the back end, and that process is actually inviting us into a B2B cross-tenant relationship with that customer so that we can manage their environment. We're going to jump out of the portal here, and we're going to go look back at our email and see if we've got that invitation from them. Now, that is something that is auto-generated by the system. The customer does not need to do anything for that. And the email is sitting there. Let's open it up. And now we're going to go ahead and accept that invitation. And it's going to want us to agree. So permissions requested. So what Bamboo US is wanting from us is they're wanting us to agree that they're going to receive your profile data, collect and log your activity, and use your profile data and activity data. So again, this is going to be on their environment. So when we log into their environment, then this is the information that they'll be able to collect from you. We're going to go ahead and click accept. And then we're going to click sign in. And now we're back. And that's the essentials of onboarding the customer. Now we are going to go ahead and we're going to jump out and go take a look at our tenant. And then we're going to go look at the MSP's tenant so that we can see some of the changes that were done by this process. So what I did is I went out to our Entra admin portal and I went to external identities, cross-tenant access settings, and so that we can actually see now that we have that Bamboo dash us is listed here, and they just have some defaults as far as their permissions go, which basically means it's a one-way relationship really, for the most part. Now we're going to go jump out and we're going to go look at the customer tenant and see what they have. And in their environment, we can see that there's a new user out here. So this is the external identity that we use to get into their environment. Out to in the customer tenant, I navigated out to external identities, then cross-tenant access settings, organizational settings. And you can see that we have a listing there for our MSP, so a safety lock. Inbound access is configured. Outbound access is just inherited from default. And then tenant restrictions is configured. If we go to our inbound access and we click on configured, on the inbound access settings, B2B collaboration, we're just using defaults. Direct connect, defaults. This trust settings that we're setting. So we're coming down, we're setting the customized settings. Then we're going to say that our MSP client is going to trust the multi-factor authentication that we're issuing over in our MSP domain. They will also trust compliant devices and that they'll trust hybrid joined devices as well. We're also setting that they will automatically redeem the invitations back and forth between the two domains. Now, in order for that to work, both domains, so the MSP tenant and the customer tenant, both have to have the correct level of licensing for that auto accept to work. And then on cross tenant sync, we're leaving that just unset. So now let's go back and look at our other setting. And then let's look at our tenant restrictions. And here we have those tenant restrictions that happen to be in that environment as well. Now we'll just navigate back to our MSP portal. So what we've done so far is we onboarded a customer We kind of went out and we explored what those changes did to our environment, what the changes did to their environment. And now we have total customers one, we have a verified customer, we have an active customer, they're all the same. But we still have this unlicensed customer. So in the next video, we're going to show you how you go from having an unlicensed customer to a licensed customer. And then we'll be jumping into that customer's tenant. And I'll show you how that's done through this portal here. Thank you for joining us today. Have a great day.